Section 5.3.8, Juvenile Process. Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're exploring the juvenile justice system, a complex and unique process designed to handle juvenile offenders differently from adults. We'll look at the roles of law enforcement, courts, and corrections in the juvenile process, the options available for handling juvenile cases, and the steps involved in juvenile court proceedings. Let's dive in. The juvenile justice system differs significantly from the adult criminal justice system, as the juvenile process provides considerable discretion for each set of actors involved, including police, courts, and corrections. There are separate juvenile courts established in every state to address juvenile issues, based on the belief that juvenile offenders are different from adults. The juvenile process follows many common rules, required to be followed due to constitutional rights defined by the Supreme Court of the United States. When a juvenile breaks the law enforcement may decide to turn the case over to the courts for formal proceedings rather than proceeding with an informal diversion. An assigned prosecutor or juvenile intake officer may choose to dismiss the case, handle the case informally, or file a petition, which is a formal document alleging wrongdoing by the juvenile, similar to a charging document in adult criminal court. Some jurisdictions require juveniles to appear before a judge even when no formal proceedings have begun to help the juvenile understand the seriousness of delinquency. If the prosecutor decides to begin formal charges, a petition is filed with the court, and an arraignment is held to inform the juvenile of the charges. Some states have rules that allow older juveniles accused of serious crimes to be sent to adult court, and the most common of these waivers to adult court are for violent offenses. Once formal proceedings have begun, there are three basic options. Juveniles can often enter into a plea agreement with the state, similar to adults. Such plea agreements usually result in the juvenile being placed on probation and required to adhere to many rules and conditions, such as counseling, curfews, and maintaining certain academic standards. Many juvenile cases are handled through a process of judicial diversion, where some informal sanction or treatment option is usually ordered, such as counseling, community service, and victim restitution. If the juvenile does not comply with the judge's orders, formal charges can be reinstated. The final option is for the judge to hold an adjudicatory hearing, which is the juvenile justice system's equivalent of a criminal trial. There is generally no jury in a juvenile case, and the hearing will be conducted before a juvenile judge in most states. At the conclusion of the hearing, the judge will decide whether the allegations are true. If so, the juvenile will be adjudicated delinquent, which is commonly referred to as sustaining the petition. In many cases, the adjudicatory hearing is a bifurcated hearing, meaning there is a separate disposition hearing, which is the juvenile court's equivalent of a sentencing hearing in adult court. Prior to the disposition hearing, a juvenile parole officer will assess the juvenile, often with the assistance of mental health professionals. The judge designs a disposition in the case based on what is in the best interest of the child, such as counseling, probation, confinement in a secure detention facility, and victim restitution. Juveniles can also be ordered to reappear in court periodically for post-disposition hearings, which are designed to update the judge on the juvenile's progress toward reform. Throughout this process, the juvenile justice system aims to balance accountability and rehabilitation. By focusing on education, counseling, and community service, the system seeks to help juveniles understand the consequences of their actions while providing opportunities for reform. The goal is to address the underlying issues that led to delinquent behavior and support the juvenile's reintegration into society as a responsible individual. It's important to note that the juvenile justice system is not without its challenges. Critics argue that the system can sometimes be too lenient, allowing serious offenders to evade appropriate punishment. Others believe that the system can be overly punitive, particularly for minor offenses, leading to unnecessary detention and stigmatization of young offenders. Despite these challenges, the juvenile justice system continues to evolve, striving to find the right balance between protecting public safety and supporting the development and rehabilitation of juvenile offenders. By focusing on individualized treatment and emphasizing the best interests of the child, the system aims to provide a fair and just response to juvenile delinquency. Thank you for joining us in exploring the juvenile justice system. We hope this video has provided a comprehensive overview of how juveniles are processed, the options available to them, and the principles guiding the system. If you found this information helpful, please give us a thumbs up and share it with others who might benefit from it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insightful videos on the criminal justice system. If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, leave a comment below. See you next time.